Welcome to Doki Doki Forest. I'm so glad you are here today. So, as you can see, we have a journal here and we have a box here. And perhaps you've seen this before, but this is my positivity, mindfulness, self-care journal. It's going to be a mixed media journal. It's going to have some watercolor, some ink, some glue pages with magazine images, acrylic. It can be absolutely anything. And the idea of this journal is to kind of just take a deep breath, relax, and use these quotes to inspire us to make pages that give us some positive messages and remind us of things that are important. Sometimes our lives can become unbalanced. Maybe we're overscheduled, we're overworked, we're just going, productivity all the time, whatever it is. And you just really need to just take a deep breath and slow down and just kind of center yourself and give yourself a message to kind of rebalance again. So these are all different quotes that I have collected. I have done 2 pages in here already. I've decorated more than that because I like to begin with a warm-up exercise. But this was our first page, and the quote was, "Listen to your inner voice." And the second page is here. I did a 2-page spread for this one. It's a little shiny because of the magazine image. And this one was, "Remember to take care of your inner child." So I don't know what today's message will be. We'll reveal that in just a little bit. And this is also part of hashtag gentle journaling. This is a hashtag, an open collab hosted by Janet Nash. Anyone can use the hashtag. Anyone can jump in and share what they've been journaling or working on that has gotten you to relax and just sort of ease into your creativity and not really worry about, it's not so much about how something's coming out or if it's perfect. It's not about that. It's about just enjoying the process. So that is what we're going to keep in mind as we work on these pages. And before I pull today's quote, what I always do is begin with a warm-up exercise. So I will open to a random page. I opened to this one, but I'm actually going to go a little closer to the front because I'm trying to work in different sections of the book. So I'm just going to go right here because I don't have anything really in here except a couple of little crinkly watercolor pages that I've done. And this is just a basic Dollar Tree composition book. So this isn't anything fancy at all. Now for today's project, we are going to reach for the tin of acrylic paints again. This is just, I showed this last time, this is just a Trader Joe's Christmas tin with some of my favorite acrylic paints in there. Most of these are inexpensive. I think the only one that cost a little bit more was this champagne color in the fancier tube. But other than that, they're not very expensive paints at all. They're just all different brands. You can see they've been used. And what we are going to do today is some finger painting. We're going to just ease into the day with something that you may or may not have done since you were a child. And it's a great way. Oh, and I am holding these Posca pens too because I think I'm going to also add some of these for doodles at the end. But finger painting is wonderful. I think the first time I started finger painting again was when I participated in Messy May, which is a different journaling hashtag and challenge. I did it last year. I'm not doing it this year, or at least not officially, just because I'm trying to focus on so many things that I don't think I can do that as well. But I may try out some of the techniques and tips and tricks that they have because it is awesome and it's all different artists and they share lots of different ideas, and that's always great to get some fresh ideas and do things in new ways. So this is my Messy May journal from last year, just made from a Starbucks bag with a bunch of random papers. And this was the finger painting that we did. And I loved it. This was my intro back into it. It was either this or I did a Lolly Mill class as well, and I'm trying to remember if she did finger painting, but I think it was actually this. So we are going to do some flowers like this, and we might just do some designs too, because you don't even have to have it in mind of like, oh, it's going to be a flower. The idea is really to just let yourself go on these pages. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you would like. I've got my tea in my Moomin mug today. I'm going to put on some relaxing music and we will just get to some finger painting. Then when I come back, we will pull our prompt for the day that will inspire us, and we'll make a journal page. I am still painting away here, and as you can see, as I kept going with this, the more I almost wanted it to be kind of this abstract flower sort of thing. Like it started off having, you know, flowers. I was trying to make flowers and things, and then the more I went, and especially when I got to the green, originally I was thinking, you know, I want to fill in the leaves, and then I just realized I just want there to be green everywhere. I just really want to have, you know, because when you look at a garden, you see all the flowers, but there's so much green as well. There's leaves in front of them, behind them, between them. So I really wanted to do that. I wasn't originally going to paint the sky, but I decided to paint that as well. And it does make these petals kind of fade in a bit. So what I can do is go in with my neon. I could wait till it dries if I really want to be able to see it, and I could just, you know, add some more petals in there with that, which I think I will do. But this is all just a play page, and that's one of the things I'm really trying to show you is just, you know, you don't have to have a plan, and your plan can just change on the fly, you know, and it doesn't even have to look like anything to anyone else. It doesn't matter. And you can, you know, start off wanting to do one thing and you decide to do something else, or you decide to just cover it up completely because you're just lost in the feeling of whatever it is. You're just enjoying the paint, and, you know, you just want to do what you want to do. And I want you to have that freedom. I want you to have that relaxed time. And I want you to know that this is something that is just for you. Now, that doesn't mean you can't share it with people if you want to, but what I mean is just that this is art for you to enjoy. It doesn't have to look like a flower, and it definitely doesn't have to look like anyone else's flower. And it can just be abstract. So this playtime is just for you to have fun and not worry about what it looks like in the end. If I showed this to somebody, would they know that these are flowers? Maybe, but they'd probably think it was also a mess. But to me, I'm really enjoying this mess. To me, I love this. And, you know, I know that it brought me a lot of joy to just sit down and grab some paint, put it on my finger, and just see what happened. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to doodle. I think I may just wind up leaving this like this today. Just adding in some clouds there. But I may just wind up leaving it like this for now and thinking about it. I don't have to do doodles. I think I'm going to leave it, and, you know, I may wind up doing something later. I may not. I don't know. And that's kind of the fun of it. But it's a nice warm-up, and it gets you kind of relaxed, hopefully. And you don't have to worry about what happens. And you don't have to make art for anybody else. But you made art for you today, and that's the goal. All right, so I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to pick our phrase for the day. Okay, so I still have a little bit of paint on my fingers, but that's okay. We're going to just pick our phrase, and I'm not going to look. Shake up the box. I'm reaching in from the back so I can't see it until I take it out, and it says, "Speak to yourself as you would a dear friend." Okay, so now I'm going to go and see what I can find, see if I can find some images or something to make a page with. So let me go have a look. I'll be right back. So I was going through my images. I found this picture, which I really love, and I feel like it goes with the quote, because this certainly looks like it's two dear friends, and there's a heart going around them. So I feel like, you know, if you can think of talking to yourself like you would, you know, this person here who you love, then it might help you remember to be a little more gentle with yourself and kind. I still have a lot of these colors left on my palette, and I do feel like to kind of go with some of the colors on here. So what I think I would like to do is to rip the edges a little bit and then glue it down and then use up the rest of my paint to go around it. And I suppose I should probably stick this on first as well and then use the paint to kind of go around and make a frame and blend it. So let's see how we do with that. And that's my only idea so far. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do beyond that in terms of like adding some more elements to it or anything like that. And I have to be careful because the heart goes all the way almost to the edge. I don't want to rip the heart unless I ripped it out around the heart. No, because I want to keep the tree branch. The little birds are friends too. They're talking to each other. And I kind of want to go around this leaf if possible at the top. Like that. And then we just got to be real careful right here. See if we can get a little rip. It will be challenging. I hope I don't rip the heart. The bottom is easier, but as you get up here is where it gets a little finicky with this heart right here. But the thing is, if you have a ripped edge when you use the acrylic, it'll blend with the image easier than if you just have that hard edge, then you'll kind of always see the hard edge. Oh, and I did rip the heart a little bit. I think I'm going to go in like this instead. Probably should have just done that from the start. All right. Just ripped a little bit there. That's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. Maybe I'll put it kind of like up like that. I don't know if I want it centered. And I'll put this like here. Or should I do that? No, I like this being... Or I could do like that because it's a tree branch kind of thing. Yeah, I just like it like this, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Normally I glue on an old magazine, but actually I'm gonna put it right here so it's kind of not all the way to the edge here, so I can add some paint on that side too. Alright, and then I'm just gonna glue my quote down. Now that that's glued down, we'll go in. I'm just going to take this big old paintbrush here and just start adding some paint. And once again, I'm not really going in with too much of a plan. Besides, I just wanted to use up this paint because I have it and it's left over, so I don't want it to go to waste. And I'll go ahead and speed this up while I paint. Okay, so this is all dry, and I really like how it looks, how the colors blend in with this picture. I don't like this bright white, but we'll fix that later with probably some watercolor. Now, next I have some of this paper. This is Chiogami paper, and I thought it would look really pretty to rip it and put it. It's like cherry blossoms on the trees. So I was thinking I could try ripping it there on a branch there. Could even kind of maybe have it connect. I don't know. And I also don't know how well it will stick with the acrylic. So let me just try to rip it a little bit and glue it on. We'll see what happens. It's like kind of how most of my things go. Just try it and see what happens. And I don't want to have any hard edges because these are flowers. We want them to be flowy. And you don't really see it that much. You just see it a little bit. Maybe put it like that. Or I could put it coming in from the top. Oh, I kind of like that, coming in like that from the top. And then I don't know, I think if I use this one, it's almost like too much. So maybe, it's hard to figure these things out sometimes. I don't know, I feel like I like it up here though. But then I feel like it looks strange to have that branch there. I don't think I want that one. I could get another sheet of the same paper. I have this pack and it has like different sheets of the same, I mean 4 different styles, right? Yeah, 4 designs, 5 sheets for each. So I could have one up here and I could have one, or I could continue it, have it go across the whole top. I don't know if I want to do that though. Do I? I don't know. Let me try to rip this one too. We'll see. Let's see what it looks like. I told you I'm always doing a let's see what it looks like. Because I never quite know. I don't go into these things with a full plan. I might have an idea and then I just kind of play around. So if I have this like that, maybe if I have one going down and one going over, but then I want it to attach to that branch. I could do something like that, so they kind of go across. And then I feel like, I don't know, I actually don't think I like that. I think I just like it like this. Maybe I'll just take a small piece of this and attach it there. Maybe that's the problem. Do I need like a smaller piece that's kind of sticking out, maybe like that? And then I could even put another little piece over here. All right, let me try to glue it and we will see how it works out, because I don't actually know, like I said, if this will glue down all the way or if it's going to lift up. So let me get a good amount of glue on this piece, this smaller piece first. And it curls when it has the glue on it. And then we'll just kind of do this and get it in this, get it in that seam there. Well, it does seem to be sticking well, even with the acrylic. And then we'll get this big piece and stick that on. Wait, which way does it go? This way? Yeah. All right. We will glue this up, put that on. And even though we're covering up like some of the paint in the background, you can still see it through this paper. You can still see some peaks of it. Let me just put a little extra at the bottom there. A little extra on these edges. And see if I can squish those down. I almost kind of like the edges are like this, because that's more like a tree, as long as it doesn't lift up. Now, actually, I think that'll bother me. I think it's going to need to lift up a little too much. And like I said, I still have some little pieces that I could kind of frame around this picture a little bit. Could have them just poking in randomly. I like this little piece here. I'm going to do that. Maybe kind of like that. And I can just trim that little piece off there. And I can even do like this at the bottom. And then just kind of put that there. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to do is I liked how this has the heart and stars here. So I wanted to make some more hearts. The hearts are like dots like this. And it's okay if they're subtle. And then some of them are stars. So it's just going to carry that theme with some different sizes. One thing I know I want to do is add a little color here, because I don't want that to just be white. So let me grab a brush, get a little water, and let's see, this is one of my favorite colors here. Pick up some of this watercolor. We can just make that kind of fade a little bit more so you don't have that stark white. So I'm going to leave it here for now. I may add some more. It may be done. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back. Okay, so it's the next morning. I'm coming to this with fresh eyes now. I really like how this looks, but I feel like it needs a little something else. Not a lot, but just maybe one more thing to sort of put on top. And I remembered I had this Sakura Blossom or Cherry Blossom hole punch, which goes with our blossoms here. So I'm thinking I can use this hole punch and get some of these little flowers and glue them on, sort of blowing in the breeze as if they're coming off of this branch. And I don't know, I think that might work. So for paper, I got these different scraps of painty paper. You can see this one has a nice shine. Actually, this one has a shine as well. And these are just little pieces I was saving. I was going to put them in my chunky junky. This one has glitter, but I'm not sure if it's picking up on the camera. But yeah, so I just grabbed these little pieces. This one has a sheen. You can see right there that shine. And here's a little circle. So I don't know, we'll just cut some flowers out and we'll see which colors look good. Which ones actually show up. Alright, so let me move this and then we'll do our punch right here on the desk so that way I can press down hard enough. And we'll just try a couple of the different, it even makes, even that's pretty, you know, you could put that on a page and have something peeking through the other side. So we'll just punch a few different ones and then we can see what shows up, because I'm not sure with the pink background how this will work out. These colors may be too similar. I can't tell if that one, I don't think that one punched through. No, that one didn't. Hold on. Sometimes that happens. There we go. That was good. This paper is a little bit thicker, so. Alright, So we'll have a couple that color. We'll try this yellowy one. This one might show up nicely. And I'll punch it over here in this section here. This one's a little more kind of orangey. And get some from here too. And then we'll see if we like any of these. And if we do, we'll glue them on. So let me get another yellow. Oh, I like this one. This one's got yellow, but it also has like blue. It's got a little bit of all the colors. Get a few more yellows. I really like how this one looks, at least right now. We'll see if I like how it looks when I put it on the paper. All right, and maybe we'll get one more of this pink and bluey one. All right, let's see if we like these once we hold them up. Oh, I have this green paper too, actually. Might as well get a couple of the greens over here. Then we'll have a lot of colors. See if I can get this pink too. It's got some pink paint. There we go. I like it when it has a little bit of pink on there as well. Oh, that one has a lot of pink. Now we have a pretty good rainbow of flowers we can choose from. Okay, so these pages are done. The only other thing I added were some dotted lines to sort of indicate the wind, as if these petals and flowers were sort of blowing around in the breeze. So it's subtle, but you can see these little dotted lines or these little curly lines like that. So here is what we wound up with. There's just a few layers on here, but I am really happy with it, and I feel like it goes with this image that we started with, and it's a very gentle page. So be sure today to speak to yourself as you would a dear friend, or actually, if that is tricky, then maybe speak to yourself as you would your beloved furry friend. So, you know, when you go up to your puppy or your cat or whatever pet you have, hamster, you know, it can be any bird, you know, you probably speak to them in such a loving manner. So maybe think of it that way too. Speak to yourself as if you're going up to your beloved furry friend, and, you know, how would you speak to them? So we have this page, and we also have that page we were doing some finger painting on. Where the heck did I do that? Back here? Oh, here we go. We have this page that we did. This was our warm-up, and I really love this. It doesn't look anything like I thought I was going to do. And again, it's more abstract. It does not look like flowers per se. In fact, to me, these look more like palm trees now. I don't know what the heck those things are, but they look more like palm trees to me. So we have a warm-up page that we can go ahead and create something on this later, or maybe not. Maybe this is it, and we just leave that. And then we have our mindful page. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you so much to Janet Nash for her hashtag gentle journaling and reminding us to just ease into our creative time and be good to ourselves and gentle with ourselves. And yeah, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon.